Dollar Tree has the most gorgeous fabric this summer. Hey there, this is Lisa. Welcome or welcome back. If you want to craft your best life with me, then let's get started right now. I've got this gorgeous Dollar Tree fabric. It looks like coral. And then I've got this All You Need Is Love sign, also from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to use my heavy-duty staple remover that I got on Amazon to remove those big staples that are such a pain. And this makes it so easy to get rid of them. I'm also going to use it to remove the greenery on there that's on the bottom because there was another staple there. And I'm also going to cut the little ribbon they have there so I can release that greenery because I need to work with the sign before I can put it back. I'm going to sand down where I pulled the staples out just so it's nice and smooth. So this is a technique, I haven't done it for a long time, so I thought, you know what, I think I'm going to do it again. You cover the area that you want to adhere something to with Mod Podge and you let it dry. So I only want to do that outer circle on this sign. So now the Mod Podge is all dry. So then I'm going to take my Dollar Tree fabric and I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece that will fit the exterior of this sign. And it's okay that it's bigger, obviously, because we'll trim it once we have it adhered. I'm going to go ahead and iron that first just so that it'll lay nice and flat. Then I'm going to lay the fabric over the top and I'm going to get a piece of parchment paper and I'm only going to iron over the part that had the Mod Podge that is dry now. And this will make it stick perfectly. It's such a great technique. You can do this with paper, napkins, whatever you want. You don't have to use wet Mod Podge if you don't want to deal with all that stickiness. So now I'm just going to cut off the excess. I'll start off using my rotary cutter and then I'll end up going in with a little bit of a more flexible, finer blade to get the fine pieces out of there. But it's super easy to do. You just go around the edges and then go into those center portions. So you'll see here I'm cutting off, the inside edge there. And then I'll show you when I turn it over how I'm going to get the parts that weren't open. So here we go. So you see that area where it's not open? I'm just going to continue that circle very carefully around to the next piece I had already cut. And there you go. It's super easy. Just take your time and this won't be hard to do at all. Now I'm going to take the Mod Podge and cover this all the way around because I do like to seal it in. Isn't that so pretty? The color of that fabric is gorgeous. Now I'm going to put the hanger back and I'm just going to, take the twine, put it on with glue and a little bit of tape like I always do. Then I'm going to hot glue the greenery back on, but I'm going to add some little pink flowers and some other greenery just to make it a little bit prettier. I mean, it was so basic before, but I wanted to add something and I love how it turned out. I love the vibrant color and I love what it says and I just love it. I hope you like it too. Let me know what you think. For this Dollar Tree fabric hack, I'm going to take these 3 rings, the brass rings that the Dollar Tree has, and then I've got this cute sailboat fabric, I've got these sand dollars, and then I've got some deco mesh from Dollar Tree that I thought was really pretty and goes with this. So there's my piece of fabric. I'm going to cut a teeny spot and then rip, and that's the best way to get those nice frayed edges. So I'm actually going to do 2 of those. Rip's so easy when you do that. I'm going to tie the 3 rings together and then put a dab of hot glue up there to just kind of hold it in place. And I'm doing this because I don't want them to move around. And because I've got that piece of twine there, I can turn that into a hanger as well, which is just perfect. So as long as you got a long enough piece, you can do that. And then I always add a little bit of hot glue just to secure my knots. I don't know why I do that. I guess it's a trust issue. Anyway, now I'm going to take the strips. I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to do a strip going down that center area. And I'm just going to hot glue it on there and secure it on all the little spots where the rings are to make sure that it won't move around at all. And I'll kind of create a little hem on the bottom there with the glue. And then I'll just make sure that it's attached nicely to the back there. Once that's done, I'm going to do two more on the sides, which you'll see here in just a minute. I'm going to do it the exact same way. Then I'm going to take the deco mesh and I'm going to cut several pieces. They'll all be the same length. And I'm going to use this to make a bow. And I know those edges of the deco mesh are kind of weird and they can ravel, but I'm just going to let it be. I'm also going to cut a piece of this red and white fabric from the Dollar Tree by cutting a slit and ripping it also. But I do need to cut it down. It was a little bit too long for what I wanted. So I'm going to crisscross the deco mesh pieces that I cut, and then I'm going to cinch it in the middle and tie it with some twine. And then I can fluff the sides of the bow any way that I want because it's pretty flexible. Then I'm going to take the red and white fabric and I'm going to do the same kind of thing. I'm just going to crisscross them, cinch it in the middle, and I'm going to add it to the center of that other one and use the twine that was left over on the edges and just tie that on as well. And I will cut off the excess of the twine. Then I'm going to hot glue that bow right to the top where the knot is, where it's holding the three rings together, and I'm going to hot glue the sand dollar in the middle. I am going to dovetail the ends of the fabric pieces because I think that will look really nice. So just fold them in half and cut an inverted triangle, and that gives us our tuxedo tails or dovetails. There goes the sand dollar right in the center. And then I'm going to add some greenery. I'm just going to take some little pieces and then you can use any greenery you like. I got this on Amazon, and I'm just going to hot glue the little ends onto each of the fabric pieces just to add some greenery down there. I just felt like it needed something. Of course, that's optional. If you don't like it, don't do it. Nobody has to do it the way I do it. This is just for inspiration, and I hope that you come up with ways that you even love more. But that's it for this one. Just a kind of fun coastal wreath, something a little different, but I liked it. I like trying new things and, just seeing what you can make with what you have at home. For this Dollar Tree fabric DIY hack, I've got two different fabrics, one with anchors and the red and white fabric. And I printed out this anchor. I will have a link to this graphic if you want to use it because it did fit just right on this wood. Well, it's an MDF round from the Dollar Tree. I had to sand quite a bit to get that glitter and the raised up, portion of that off. And then I'm going to cover this with several coats of the plaster chalk paint by Waverly. I love the little shiplap on it, but I wasn't going to be able to cover up the rest very easily. So got that all done, and then I'm just going to lightly sand so that there's no rough spots on it, very lightly. I don't want the paint to actually come off. I'm going to cut out this anchor, and it took a few minutes, but that's okay because that's what we need to create this piece. I'm going to put the anchor on the back of the anchor fabric and cut around it. I'm also going to iron the fabric. There's the red and white fabric, just getting that ready to go. We're going to make a smaller version and a larger version. So here I am pinning that on so it doesn't move around. And what I'm going to do is take a little marker, a fine tip marker, and I'm going to trace around. This is on the back side of the fabric. And I did check and it did not bleed through to the front. So make sure you have the kind that won't bleed. So there it is, all traced. I'm going to do the same thing with the red and white, but I'm going to trace around it a little bit larger. I cut them both out, and what we're going to do is put down the red and white one first and then the anchor one on top of it so it's layered. So I'm going to use Mod Podge to go ahead and lay that over the entire wood round, and then I will lay down first the red and white one, which is the larger one, and I'll make sure it's positioned and smooth right down on the surface. This is so pretty. It's patriotic, but it's also coastal, so you could use it whenever you want. I'm going to lay down Mod Podge just over the fabric, and then I'm going to put the second anchor on there that's smaller, and that way you can see the red peeking through, and then the blue and white anchors on the top. I love this fabric. I think it's gorgeous. I'm going to cover the whole thing with some more Mod Podge to seal it in. Then I'm going to take the Waverly Ocean Chalk Paint. I'm going to paint those beads. I took them off, and now I'm just going to add them right back on to the back. So I'll just put it through the holes, and then I will use hot glue and masking tape on the back like I usually do when I put hangers on. Felt like it needed another pop of color up there. Otherwise, it was just that plain wood, which I don't mind sometimes, but this time I felt like I wanted it to have color. And now I thought, okay, let's add a little bit of greenery. You don't have to. If this is just the way you want it, you absolutely don't have to. But I decided to just put some down at the very bottom, where it's even. Whatever I do on one side, I do on the other. And I just love greenery on things. I think it makes it look so pretty. And it kind of gives it a lifelike feel. I'm going to take a seashell from Dollar Tree. I'm going to put it right in the center to cover up the edges. And that is it. It was so easy, so fun. The hardest part is cutting out the anchor, and that's not hard. It just took a few minutes, put on a video, and there you go. Let me know what you think. For this Dollar Tree fabric DIY hack, I've got this beautiful tag that's got coral on it and it's got like corkboard. I love that. I'm going to use the sand dollar and the seahorse fabric, which is so cute. I'm going to cut a little slit and rip a piece or two from that. I probably took more than I needed because when it came down to it, I just didn't use that much. So what I end up doing is cutting it in half, and just keep cutting it until the size that I wanted. And I'm going to take 4 pieces and just kind of crisscross them. Then I'm going to take the Decor mesh and I'm going to cut several pieces and I'm just going to cinch it and create like little bows. Now I'm going to show you this one is a little different. So I'm going to fold the end over and then kind of squish it together and then turn it around and fold the other end over. I'm trying to get rid of those edges that fray. And it works better this way than the way I did it before, but you know what? It's still a little bit got the edges, but I'm okay with that. I just wanted that cute little bow look. So what I did was I tied that one on and then I added 3 more. And so I just keep adding them and crisscrossing them and it ends up looking like such a cute bow. And it's very poofy and I like that. So now we're going to put some glue, turn it over, and add it to the upper right-hand side. Then I'm going to crisscross my little seahorse fabric pieces, and I'm just going to put some twine around it, tie that off, and I'm going to glue that to the very center of the deco mesh. Now I am going to add a few more pieces, but it was so thick I had to do them a couple pieces at a time. So I'm just tying those onto the back and then I'm just going to fluff it up so that you can see all the little seahorses and I will hot glue that right to the center of the bow. I love that little pop of color and I'm going to add this really pretty orange seashell from Dollar Tree right to the center. And then I've got some greenery pieces that I'm just going to glue and kind of stick around the outside of the bow. Just going to do 4 of them. It's optional, of course. You could add less, you could add more. You don't have to put it in at all. I just love that greenery look. I think it's so pretty. And this would be such a cute place to hang your reminders or whatever, just, a little mini bulletin board, especially if you like coastal decor, which I do in my bedroom. Anyway, this turned out adorable. It was very quick and easy to make. I mean, it took no time at all, and look how beautiful it is. Let me know what you think. Ready for more inspiration? Here's another video I think you'll really like. If you click on it, I will see you there. You are truly a blessing to me. Bye!